Thursday Night Football on Prime. Let's go. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Craig Ben, a.k.a. Cash Cake, back with another NFL Prize Picks video brought to you by oddsjam.com. We'll show you a new feature that they have. We'll kind of go over how I pick out some of the prop picks for Prize Picks, and we'll just dive right into it and kind of show you as we pull it up on the screen. But again, if you like these videos, you want to see more of them, do me a favor, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, lets me know you want me to do more of these videos, helps me a lot. But with that, let's dive right into this and check out what we got on tap for today. All right, as you can tell, we have the prizepicks.com desktop version up here. They got a sweet mobile app both on Google Store and the Apple Store. If you want to check out more of the Prize Picks action that we have and the more picks that we have for tonight, you can check out everything on my Patreon in the link below. We also have a tool that we built. It's basically a plus EV tool. It's going to just take the math of it. What's the best play that we can get? And I'm going to talk about 3 of them in this game that we do like. And we'll go through quite a few of these picks. Don't really love this game. The big news in this game, we have Nuke. We got Hopkins back after suspension. So that's a big one. And again, we're going up against the Saints here. So don't love it. It seems like these island games have been kind of rough. But I do want to show you this tool real quick. One that we've built. We have 4 sports for it so far. Did really well yesterday with NBA. Some of those NBA videos I did yesterday. We swept the underdog stuff, and on Prize Picks, I think we ended up going 9-2. I'll have to pull up and look at the exact records, but did really well with them just using that plus EV tool. So if you want to check that out, we'll pull it up here real quick just so you can kind of see it. This is what it looks like here. This is for the football. We have 4 tabs: NBA, MLB, NHL, NFL. We're going to be adding more sports to it. College football coming up soon. We're going to be looking to add soccer. Everything that you can think of that Prize Picks have, we are going to be having it. So you can check everything out on there if you want to. Again, link is in the description below. You can get it all for the price of lunch. Highly recommend checking it out. So let's just go over some of these plays that we got for today. Kyler Murray, I've never been a big fan of him. Not a guy that I love by any stretch of the imagination. But we do know one thing. He's going to run around in that backfield, and he's going to get us some rush yards. So don't really care for passing yards too much. Even with Nuke back, this Saints defense is pretty good. What I'm going to look for here is we're going to go to rushing yards, and I think I'm going to go more than 32.5. This is one of those plays that is on the Prize Picks EV tool that we have. The juice on this is around -130, -135 on the over here. Some of those lines are pushing 33.5 on some of the places. And it's just a spot. If they get any kind of pass rush on him, he's going to go. Joe Burrow put up 25 rush yards against him last week. If you kind of look out back a little bit further, Geno Smith put up 13 rush yards, and those guys aren't like running quarterbacks like Kyler Murray. I mean, he put up 100 yards last week in Seattle. So any kind of pass rush of him, he doesn't get look through his reads. He just rushes. So I really like more than 32.5 rush yards there. Again, everything else that he kind of has, don't really love it. I don't really like, his passing yards here, passing touchdowns. I just don't really trust him outside of just running when the play kind of falls apart here. Coming down to DeAndre Hopkins, Nuke, like I said, he was just on suspension, so it's not like he was coming off an injury. He said he wants to be heavily involved in this game. So it's a spot I think we can look at both receptions and receiving yards. I think this is way too low. I think Vegas is just kind of playing a cautious line to how much is he going to be involved, but it's not like they don't have chemistry together either. So I think we can take more of the 5 receptions or 49.5 receiving yards. And this is another play. If we kind of look at the EV tool, is just, Nuke is, 59.5 yards. A lot of the books out there are 61.5, 62.5. Juiced on the over. So I think just that alone makes it a good play. And they've put up some monster games together. And I think we could see something similar to that. They just don't really have a whole lot of good receivers out there anymore. Brown's dealing with his injury, so he's not around. When you have to sign Robbie Anderson through the week with everything that went on with Carolina. That's a big struggle. So Nuke back is what they need, and hopefully he gets involved here and gets after it. So I do like pairing both of those guys. Like I said, targets even 8, I don't mind that. I really just like taking more of Nuke fantasy points. These all feel just too low to me. Like I said, he's not coming off injury. Might be a little bit of rust in his game, but I still think that's all way too low. Zach Ertz, kind of looking at him a little bit. 47.5 receiving yards. He's still going to be involved here. I don't mind if you want to look at that. He's done really well in the absence of Nuke. He's put up 70 reception yards last week. He's went over this in 4 of the last 5 weeks for his receiving yards. So I don't mind if we want to look at him. I still prefer Nuke, but no problem if we want to look at taking Zach Ertz here. If we kind of look at his receptions, he's went over that every time as well. That's low. So if we want to look at going over that, I don't think that's going to stop. Ertz is still going to get his targets, especially if that pass rush gets there. It's going to kind of be a little safety blanket. So I might look at taking more than on the 5 receptions here. Don't mind that. Rondale Moore, a guy that's really hard to trust for me. I don't know how he's going to look alongside Hopkins. I kind of just want to stay away from that. AJ Green is absolute dust. I am not taking anything there. Coming down to punters, I'm not gonna mess with that. Looking at defense a little bit on this Arizona side. Not sure I want a ton with these guys as well. I was going through some of the stats and try to find anything that I absolutely loved. If I do love something, I will drop it in for the premium members there in Patreon when I put up my official plays a little bit earlier this morning. But as of right now, I didn't see anything that stood off the page on defense for value or special teams. So that's what I'm kind of looking on the Arizona side. If we come over to the Saints, before we do that, let's first go check out oddsjam.com and let me show you one of their new features that they have on their website. All right, oddsjam.com. As you can see, this is one of their new features they have on their wall. So basically it's you can pull up, I got NFL pulled up right now and I got rush attempts, but like if we want to come and check out receiving yards. Now, if you've seen other videos, I'll show you how I pulled up and kind of compared what we're doing and what we're looking off that perfect line and whatnot. But if you want to just compare odds real quick, it's something that, let's just look at player receptions. Let's pull this up first. It's something we can easily kind of pull up and see where the best value is. So right here, they get the best odds up here. If we're going to look at, we want to come down here to DeAndre Hopkins. It's, right here, they got FanDuel right now. This is the receptions at 5.5. It's got under at -138. And again, we're getting it at 5. I think this line was 5 at Prizepicks. But this is just a really quick board. You can see all the different books. If you want to come up here and just choose the books that you want, you can do that as well, because they have 134 different books. You can just choose the ones you want, so it's not as convoluted as this if you want all the books up here. So I really like that feature that they do have. It's really slick. This is free as well. So if you want to come out here and just check the different odds and just compare them, it's a really quick way to do it. I really like this layout. But another way to do this, if we come over to just NFL, pull up today's game. This is the way that I usually check. And what we'll do is we'll come down to players receiving yards for this game. And basically what we're doing is we're just taking this perfect line and we're just comparing it, with this OddsJam perfect line with the Prizepicks line. So that's basically how I use this tool. It's very easy to do. But again, the big thing I want to show you with this video is this new screen that they have here. They have this with other sports as well, not just NFL. If you want to come down to NBA and pull up NBA, they have this pulled up. It's a 2-game slate right now. But again, this is just odds. If you want to do odds, if you want to come down and you want to go look at some of their player props that they have, maybe you want to go look at points, pull it up here. Just a real quick view of everything that they have and kind of what is the best line for these players. So highly recommend checking it out. Again, oddsjam.com, link in the description below. Let's go back and talk about the Saints. All right, back on prizepicks.com here. Pulling up the Saints. Andy Dalton, Taysom Hill, man. I tell you, it seems like every game they run some kind of trick play with him, and he just absolutely smashes. So I'm going to stay away from him. There's one play here that I do like looking at the Saints side of the ball. Definitely not Andy Dalton. Definitely not Taysom Hill. If you're going to even remotely think about Hill, I would venture to look at his rushing yards or his fantasy score. They use him a lot inside the red zone and near the end zone. And at fantasy score at 4.5, all he needs is a touchdown. And they, for whatever reason, they like to take him down there. He's very efficient at it, at getting touchdowns. So if they get in the red zone, they get in the top 5. So they don't give it to Alvin Kamara. They give it to Taysom Hill. It's kind of odd, but that's how they kind of run their offense. So that would be the one that I would kind of look at here. Again, not going to touch Andy Dalton stuff. Not going to really touch Kamara stuff. Going up against Arizona, I think you could. They're not a really good defensive team. They're not a good team at all. But I do want to talk about the one play that I do like, and that is Juwan Johnson here. I do like the receiving yards a lot. I like the receptions here. This is a spot where they are missing their number one tight end. So Troutman is still out here. So we're going to see a lot of Juwan Johnson. And it's just a spot where I think that, he could get some targets here. So the juice again is over -130, -135 in spots for the over 25.5 reception yards of spots. And we get it at 22 here. So kind of get a little bit of a discount for him. So I like the 22.5. Like I said, I like the receptions as well at 2. He's not the number one target in this offense, but it's going to be Chris Olave. It's going to be Alvin Kamara. And then that's where Juwan Johnson kind of fits in. Traquan, the Chef Smith, and Marquez Callaway are just kind of afterthoughts deep down the field kind of guys. But I prefer Juwan Johnson here. So that's what I'm kind of looking at. Again, didn't find too much here coming down to the defensive plays. I'll dig into those a little bit. If I do find anything at all, I will definitely mention those in the premium picks in our Discord. Again, Discord's free if you want to check it out, or if you want access to that tool for the price of lunch, you get that tool, the underdog tool. You get if you're looking at for a spread play, a money line play, over under, all those are in the models. We just continue to add value. And like I said, college football, soccer, coming up shortly with that. And hopefully we'll have all the sports up here within the next couple months. So come over, hang out with us. And again, we'll see you guys on the flip side. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't checked out oddsjam.com, highly recommend doing so. Link in the description below. See you guys on the flip side. Deuces.